The crane situation is getting out of hand. This guy keeps writing his own cheats and exploits and calling it scripting and automation, and he keeps ruining Minecraft servers for content. One time he went on a pay-to-win server, found an exploit, scaled it industrially, and made so much money that he became the richest person in a few days. Then he did the same on Hypixel and dodged both the staff and the anti-cheat and made another video about it. Is this man completely shameless? What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm about to do it again.
First, I need to find a server. This one is pretty interesting. It has an economy, skill leveling, different areas, but it has a bit too many plugins and I kind of want something a bit more simplistic. The second one is too boring and the third one doesn't have any leveling, so I guess we're gonna go with the first. The nice thing about Skyblock is that everyone starts with the same simplistic island, but they can expand it in so many different ways that allows you to show off your creativity. So naturally, I'm not gonna do any of that and I'm just gonna ask for the most meta strategy. This guy told me it's farming and he does have a shiny name, so he must know what he's talking about. I have absolutely no idea what's going on, but I'm leveling very fast, I'm getting a bunch of drops and I'm getting plenty of money, so I guess I'm gonna do this for a while. Oh nice, I got a bunch of spawners from farming. Wait a minute, is this gonna be another Hypixel Skyblock where I barely spend any time on my island and I mostly just farm for money? Probably. But not today, cause now I'm gonna make a spawner and I'm gonna do something cool. I ran out of wood. So first I wanna understand spawners and how much money I would make from them. I also have a crazy AFK method that I'm gonna explain soon. So I'm building this above my island so I can push all of the drops down below where I'm gonna have my second account AFK mining. There we go. And I'm already getting rage baited. Get in the hole, bruh. Of course. This mob can only be killed by lava. I mean, I can work with that. Now I'm gonna push them into the next area down below and I'm gonna need to stop the water from flowing by using some science. I ran out of wood. And there goes the little fella straight into the void. Yeah, not me though, I'm a parkour expert. I would never fall like these dumb animals. So my plan here is to push them with a water stream into the lava and I would sit on the block that has the sign on it. Yeah, it works, but they're also drifting really slowly. So let me get some ice and speed them up a bit. And there it is. Wait, where's the armadillo? I guess I'm gonna break this so they don't get stuck here anymore. I'm gonna make the platform taller and then put down the signs and now nothing should break. Oh no, they don't have the lava plugin. And now they're stuck here. Let me just do this. Oh wait, the items aren't burning. Wait, this changes everything. So I'm just gonna push them with lava instead because it doesn't burn the items. And it's too short. So I guess I can just do lava up top and then I'll have a water stream down below. Now, naturally, it had to be one block too short. So I started working on it, I made the platform taller and now everything finally works. But then I tried to add the cows and the cows don't die to lava, they need water. They're also too fat to fit through the hole. 1 second, I'm having the time of my life. I ran out of wood. So then I put a water stream up top. I had a layer of lava under it and then all of that would fall into a water stream that would push it into me. Then right in front of that position, I made a cobblestone generator so I can mine while getting the items. Now the last thing I need is to make a script that will hold down left click and then occasionally sell items for me. So now I'm training mining and getting money from two sources at the same time. Woohoo! I'm only gonna mine the top ore because I don't want to break the diamond ore with a stone pickaxe. Okay, I just bought some diamonds. Well, when nothing else works, the Romanian just resorts to begging. And somehow it worked and I got a free rank. Now with this I can get a slightly better kit and upgrade my tools a bit. Not quite what I needed, but not bad. What am I gonna do with my old tools? Well, obviously I'm gonna donate them to the less fortunate. Apparently I need a rare item called an iron upgrader. This guy was advertising his shop, so I went to check if he had one. He clearly likes John Cena a lot, but it looks like it wasn't for sale. So now I need to get rare items and progress really fast. You know what that means. Farming gives you a ton of different items and the farming area is massive. There's multiple ways to do it. I can go around in random patterns, left to right, I can spin around in circles, back and forth. But the best method is just to find the perfect angle so I can get as many crops as I can and then I just flip to the other side. So I programmed something that would print out my camera orientation so I could see my stats. The whole reason this works is because the crops regrow very fast and I can just move in the same two lines so I can keep the script really simple. So I wrote a test angle to see if the concept would work and now I just had to figure out how to turn it the other way around afterwards. So then I went on my testing world and I had to do my villain arc real quick in front of these villagers and they were absolutely flabbergasted. And then I spent an unreasonable amount of time figuring out how to flip my camera to the other side. No, Minecraft script, stop doing that, you're gonna get VAC banned. It turns out all I had to do was just add 180 degrees to my X orientation and now it worked. But it was pretty much teleporting to the block instantly, so I had to add a few steps to it to make it look smoother like this. And after just a few minutes, look at how much stuff I got. A lot of you ask me how to do the stuff that I'm doing and the answer is you just have to spend many years learning. Or use AI, but they're usually usually really bad at complex projects, so just use Warp instead. To me, it's the best coding agent, it saves time, and I'd personally recommend it. I know senior devs who work at big tech companies that use Warp to make their life easier, as well as beginners that use it to turn their ideas into reality without having to invest years in learning how to program. And before you think this is some AI slop, I actually use Warp myself. In fact, out of all of my sponsorships, this is the only product I actually use. Maybe that's why over 700k developers use it and save over 1 hour a day on average, with some reporting more than double that. You can use it for free and say if you like it, so there's no real downside. Not only that, but they also released a brand new feature, Oz, running virtually unlimited cloud coding agents from a single orchestration panel. You can have it set up in under 10 minutes, each agent runs in its own customizable Docker sandbox with cross-repo access supported, so you can run dozens at once without slowing down your machine. Trigger agents from Slack, GitHub Actions, linear webhooks, the built-in scheduler, or Warp CLI/SDK. Use those for cross-repo fixes, schedule cleanups, monitoring triage, or other automation. Oz is free to try, but for a limited time you can get 2.5k credits for $5 at this link. I just need one single mining robot and I have 6 eggs, so it can't be that bad. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate, but surely the next one will be better. Well, call me Central C because I just went 6 for 6 on a 30% drop rate. This reminds me of that one time when Linux users were being really cringe in my Discord and I made a whole diss track. See, man using Linux, hate on Windows, even his distro's gay. I run a Kali VM when I pentest, but I don't swing that way. Bars. So they're pretty much just automation minions, but they don't seem that good early game. Then I tried a bunch of pets because they give you XP boosts while you're doing skills, so I'm trying to land like a legendary mining or farming pet. At least I got a mining one. I did get a legendary chunk hopper though, which is gonna collect every item in the chunk, and I can hook this up to a chest or an autosell chest. Actually, that reminds me. What did the Swedish dog say? Bjark, I'm so funny. Then I expanded the spawner to get more drops, but the chest was getting full, so I got an autosell chest. And now we're selling the drops automatically. But since I have an autosell chest, might as well make a cobblestone generator so I can have mining robots as well as a fishing robot on the water stream, and then I can hook all of them up to the autosell chest. And now the island actually has some decent automatic income. But now I actually need somebody to sit on the island. So basically a housewife that's gonna keep things running and AFK mine. So I brought my girlfriend, woohoo! Isn't he single? Yeah, I guess this is what happens when you give a schizophrenic Romanian man 2 Minecraft accounts. I don't know why that guy's talking to himself, but do you know what the Swedish duck said? Gvack. One thing that I didn't mention is that ever since I started playing, I've been spam checked by staff. I don't know if they know that it's me because I'm using the same account I used in previous videos, or if this is like standard procedure, but they were going at me, so I had to figure out a solution for this. So I wrote a chat scanner and kind of accidentally made it show me every single private message on the whole server. Then I made it play a bell sound effect every time I would get messaged, so I could tab in and see what's up. But I did it in a really bad way, so it was broken. Now I could fix the code, or
Oh no, maybe the next one will be better. Oh, this is very bad.
Don't worry, I only did it as a joke. I was gonna fix it afterwards. But then I completely forgot to fix it, so that's what I'm gonna be using from now on. The nice part about writing such horrible code is that Riot might employ you and make you work on the league client. Now I had a bit of an issue with the farming script. My character is supposed to move in the same 2 lines without really displacing itself. But what actually happens is that my character moves like this and ends up in Brazil. The reason could be that when I'm moving right and forward at the same time, it's like one tick off and then it slowly starts adding up. So I made it alternate between which key it would press first. Another reason might be the fact that it's not actually stopping it from moving while it's turning. Yeah, I guess it was that. And then I farmed for a while and became a billionaire. Upgraded the spawners, spent about an hour optimizing enchantments for the new hoe with my 200 XP levels. And now it was time for the cow pet. Deploying the pet levels it up as you farm, and it also gives you an XP boost. But every now and then it deactivates, so I want to make my script reactivate the cow every time so I can keep getting the XP bonus. Do you know what the Swedish cow said? That's right, they don't have cows in Sweden. This whole time it was fanboy milk. So I printed out my whole inventory, tried to find something that's cow specific, and then made it so that every time a pet is inactive, it reactivates the pet. And now it's farming with the pet at the same time, woohoo. I was making a ton of money and rare items from farming. What I could have done is run 4 accounts farming at the same time, all with different movement patterns, rework the macro check so it would be closer to the Hypixel one where it would check for unusual movements on top of messages, make an admin check where it pulls every entity around me, including invisible players, and it just checks the rank to see if they're staff, and actually fix my message notification. And in about a week of doing that, I would have been the richest person on the server. But of course I didn't do that, I just wanted to have fun, so I started leveling my second account because I wanted to get my mining up. My pickaxe was too slow for my island, so I figured I would do the mining area. I tried to find the best method so that I can systematically mine it. I wrote a quick script that would just make me mine in a straight line and then move backwards after a while. Again, for both farming and mining, there are much easier, much more human looking ways that I could have done it, I just didn't really care. And then tragedy struck. I found Sergeant Doakes, my biggest hater. This guy would not get off me. I wanted to TP to myself so I could get my pickaxe and enchant it on my other account, and when I got there, I saw this guy. I saw that he was a mod, and to my horror, when I went into the chat, I saw a bunch of staff checks that I didn't reply to, because I didn't get notified, because I never fixed my script. Now that's already pretty bad, but I also incriminated my other account by teleporting, and then he TP'd on my island, and it only gets better from here. At this point I assumed he was just sitting on my island invisible and just stalking me. If he realizes these are both my accounts, I'm in a bit of trouble because I've been actively playing on both of them at the same time, and the only way I can do that is by macroing or scripting. So I just pretended that they're two different people and I started doing things at the same time. It kinda helps that earlier I was talking to myself to test the chatting script, so maybe it looks like they're actually two different people, because why would I message myself? And yes, mods do see your private messages on pretty much every Minecraft server. After a while I moved one of my accounts to the enchantment area and thought maybe I got rid of him. He's onto me. But now this was a bit of a pivotal moment. He asked me if it's my ult. If I tell him yes, there's a decent chance I get banned, but I could get away with it. If I tell him no and they have access to log data, like both of the accounts coming from the same IP, I'm almost certainly gonna get banned. So I took a chance. I tried to fart but shit my pants. Wait, what? I took a chance and I just told him that it was my friend. I have no friends. So I pretended they were two different people for a while, eventually logged out of one of the accounts later, and then I just continued doing stuff on the island so it wouldn't look too suspicious. So then I let the accounts cool down for a few weeks. Nah, I'm just kidding. I came right back a few hours later and I started botting on the main account. I really didn't care enough. And even though I knew I was being stalked, I shamelessly did it on both accounts at the same time. Then after I used an overpowered consumable to mine very fast and pretty much power level, I got banned on both accounts. Who would have seen that coming? I could have avoided this. I could have restarted the challenge with a VPN and 4 accounts, but this server is extremely boring. It's pretty much just a farming simulator. So I know what you're wondering. If I didn't like the server, the project, or the video, why even release it? Well, for money and to revive my channel. When I spend over 2 months making a high quality entertaining video that completely flops, and then I see somebody make a video in like 2 hours and put no effort into it, and then that one gets over 5 times my views, it's a bit demotivating. So I guess I'll post slop from time to time too. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And remember, the results you're not seeing is because of the work you're not putting in. Thanks for the 10 minutes of your life.